How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to a bonus episode for Luigi's Mansion. That's gonna be the last time that I ever say that, and that's a bit sad. Anyway, if we hop into the game, you don't really see a difference on your file in the 3DS version, unlike in the GameCube version. However, if we do go ahead and start the game, what do you want to do, Luigi? Well, I quickly want to point out that we do have a new option, the Hidden Mansion. This is a harder version of the original mansion, and things are quite different in more ways than one. For now, I do want to hop into the regular mansion just to see if there's something just like the other mansion. Oh, overwrite the mansion data. No, okay, so never mind. So I was wondering if it was going to give a star next to the Game Boy Horror, or on the Game Boy Horror, I should say, like in the GameCube version. Apparently not. However, if we hop into the Hidden Mansion, don't get scared stiff, Luigi. We now have the option to play through the game again completely, this time with harder difficulty. And no, there is no special indication on the Hidden Mansion either. So, in the Hidden Mansion, like I mentioned before, there are a couple of changes. There's a lot more money that you can collect, and there's a, oh wow, they don't do anything, we just can go into the cutscene if we want. So in the Hidden Mansion, there is more money lying around, as you can see right here. Although I think this money was in the regular mansion as well, but I digress. Different locations are present for the Speedy Spirits, as well as Mario's lost items, with the exception of Mario's star for some reason. So I will go ahead and list the different Speedy Spirit locations on the screen right now, because throughout the regular series, I showed the Hidden Mansion locations for Mario's items. So here are the locations for the extra Speedy Spirits in the game. The biggest difference between the Hidden Mansion and the regular mansion, however, is that you cannot easily recover health. There will be a lot of poison mushroom drops, and you can't really get regular recovery hearts unless you were to use a Mario Bros. Amiibo. The ghosts are also a little more challenging with extra HP. This goes for the regular ghosts like this guy here, as well as the portrait ghost that we see throughout the adventure. Another difference in the Hidden Mansion that certain portrait ghosts like Chauncey, for example, have is that they are a lot more difficult. As you can see, the carriage is a lot bigger in Chauncey's battle, and it can be quite ridiculous. Anyway, speaking of the Hidden Mansion, I'm very, very glad that the Hidden Mansion is a lot more difficult in the other versions outside of PAL in this 3DS remake, because, man, it was quite ridiculous how only the PAL version of the GameCube game, version was, like, the difficult one. It was, like, really, really weird. I know there were a lot of complaints about that, so I'm very glad they fixed that for the 3DS remake. That's probably the one thing a lot of people wanted. Oh my god, Chauncey really is a lot more difficult in this battle. Holy crap. Anyway, I guess while I'm here, I can show you what the game over screen looks like, since I fortunately never got the chance to show that off in the regular playthrough. So, how about we get hit by a horsey, or a ball, I guess now. Let's get hit by a ball. There we go, almost. Come on. Oh, I guess not yet. I will get hit by a horse carriage the next time I'm able to show this off, as long as Chauncey doesn't get sucked up here. Come on. Hopefully. Thank you for breaking free, Chauncey. Gives me a chance to show that game over screen. Or you can belly flop me. Do you want to belly flop me? I'll stand still. You want to belly flop me? Belly flop? Belly flop? No? Okay. I'm gonna have to wait for the horse carriage then. Somehow I made it on the 3rd phase, even though clearly I'm very novice at this, considering how low I am just on the 1st area. I was gonna say, are we really gonna make it out alive? Thank you. And of course, since this is a darker game, it says good night when you get the game over. And then it boots you to the title screen because I didn't save the game, but it does that anyway. Nonetheless, let's hop in to the regular mansion, actually. No, yeah, let's hop into a regular file, not hop into the regular mansion, because it will overwrite our data if we do. And let's go to the gallery now, because the gallery is looking a little different from the last time we saw it. So, as you can see, the portraits of the ghosts that we've caught are sitting here in the gallery, and we managed to actually get a trophy right here. This trophy is based off the achievements that you get here in the 3DS remake throughout the game, and it increases in size depending on the number of achievements you get. Nonetheless, there are the portraits you can see here, and in the 3DS remake, we can actually rematch each of these portrait ghosts, which is very, very cool. I will not be challenging you again. I'm gonna face somebody that's quite easy, but I also got a bronze on. Let's see. I did get a bronze on the misses here on Lydia, so you know what? I'm going to do a portrait battle with Lydia. So, it tracks your time not only for single player, but if you were to play in co-op with Luigi. So, let's do the portrait battle, and let's see if I can do a little bit better here against Lydia. Alright, so, it's going to time you from the moment you hop on in. Let's bring that window all the way open. And let's prepare to suck. Alright, so hopefully this time I'll do better than a bronze. It really depends on if we get the poison mushroom, but it looks like we are going to make it out with a 23-second clear with 100% health. Not bad at all. And when you defeat a portrait ghost in a portrait battle, if you do better than your previous experience, you will unlock the portraits that you didn't have. So, yes, I will save the game just so I can have my gold portrait of Lydia now. And, as you can see, we now, well, it shows the bronze one, but we can actually scroll through all of the different portraits that we have, which is very, very cool. I won't be able to show off all of the portraits here. Actually, if I go to this and press back, will it show the gold one? It does! Oh, I really want a completely golden portrait collection, but I have to face a lot of bosses in order to get a lot of golds. Let me think about this for a moment. So I sat here and thought for about it, and I figured I wouldn't do a lot of the portrait rematches. I did a few while I was trying to decide, and ultimately I decided not to go ahead and do all of them to get a lot of golden frames. However, I do want to hop in here because remember, we came back into this room in order to get the Game Boy Horror part of our Game Boy Horror. Anyway, this is where the portrait for King Boo and Bowser is located, and once again, you can do a portrait battle to try to best your previous score. Unfortunately, I will not be showing that off. With that, there aren't many things that I can do, really. I probably won't be able to ever show off the Luigi stuff, which is still very unfortunate. And, yeah, there's not much else to say about the Hidden Mansion, so let's go back to the lab, because there's nothing really here left in the gallery either. Anyway, with that, there's the Amiibo option again, which I can't really show off unless I go into the Hidden Mansion and show all of these things, but I can talk about each of the functionality. So I've used the Boo Amiibo a few times, and like the Boo Amiibo pretty much entails, it allows you to find Boo locations on the Game Boy Horror. But the other Amiibo that are compatible with the game, the Toad Amiibo, which might actually be very helpful in the Hidden Mansion, because if you were to find a Toad, they will heal you up to full health when you talk to them if you use a Toad Amiibo. When using the Luigi Amiibo, you will receive a golden bone, which is from Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, and when you die in the game, instead of saying goodnight, the Polterpup will appear, lick your face, and use a golden bone to revive you. As far as the Mario Amiibo, I believe that also turns poison mushrooms into regular mushrooms. That very much screams Mario Amiibo to me. And it is very unfortunate that they never made a EGAD or a Polterpup Amiibo to go with this remake, nor with Luigi's Mansion 3's release, which is still very upsetting. The last thing there is to really go over is actually back in the training room, so I lied earlier when I said there was nothing here for us. Here, we can find a portrait showing information on all of the ghosts in the game. We can press A to confirm, and on the bottom screen, it will show you information about each of these ghosts and the number that we've defeated throughout our journey. In addition to that, there is a portrait showcasing the number of boos you've caught, and each of these boos is labeled, and you can see where you caught them as well. Other than that, there's one last portrait, and that is the portrait that we got for clearing the game. So, as you might see from the bottom screen, there are a number of vacancies in terms of what ranking we could have gotten. Now, like I mentioned before, I went for the D rank purposely because that's the house Luigi lives in the opening cutscene in Dark Moon, so it's the canonical one, not like the one in Double Dash with the A rank. Speaking of the other rankings, I will go ahead and display all of those on the screen right now. And with the remake, they also added an S rank, and you can only really get that in the Hidden Mansion because, yeah, there's a lot more treasures to get, which means more money, which means, yeah, you can pretty much only get the S rank in the Hidden Mansion. But with that, our story has come to an end. Or I guess Luigi's story. So, once again, that is going to do it for Luigi's Mansion. The only other things I could really talk about are some, like, little minor things, like how one of the yarn balls in Nana's room was changed from blue to pink. But that's not really a detail you'd really want me to go over, and going over lots of other things like that. There are plenty of small changes, don't get me wrong, but are they really worth going over in, excruciating detail? Probably not. Anyway, that is going to do it for Luigi's Mansion. And next time, I already said that it's going to be kind of a throwback. There's going to be a throwback feeling to it. I guess another hint I can give you is that it's one of the largest stories from this specific series that we've seen so far. For now, thank you for watching, and until the next Let's Play, catch ya later.